What is behind the success of top real estate agents and mortgage lenders? What tactics, strategies, and lessons learned have they used to break through and achieve elite status? Top performing real estate and mortgage lenders from across the country answer these questions and so much more right here on Real Talk with Homes for Heroes. So get ready because we are about to get real. Now here is your host of Real Talk with Homes for Heroes National Director, Abby Waltz.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Real Talk with Homes for Heroes, where each week I am joined by one of the nation's top producing real estate agents or lenders that is going to share their secrets behind their success. As you can see, I do have a guest, and I'll introduce him in just a second. For those of you that don't know me, I'm your host, Abby Waltz, National Director here at Homes for Heroes. We are on week 2 of our Real Talk with Homes for Heroes revamped and our new style. Thank you so much for all of you that are joining us live via Zoom on our virtual audience. We are so excited to have you a part of the conversation for sure today. For those of you watching the recording on our YouTube channel or listening in on your favorite podcast directory, thank you as well for joining us. We appreciate your time. We'd love for you to join us live on the show if you'd like to. You can do so by clicking the link in the description on where you're watching this. We've got a live Q&A coming up at the very end of this show for our amazing guest speaker, which I'm super excited about. For those of you that will be tuning in maybe later to a later episode, don't forget to click subscribe on our Homes for Heroes YouTube channel or on your favorite podcast directory so you don't miss a single new episode that we've got coming out every Wednesday. We're publishing those, so feel free to check those out. For just a couple of quick housekeeping things for our live audience that we've got on here right now. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. We will, like I said, have a live Q&A at the end of the show. There's 2 sections that you can use below in your Zoom dashboard. You can use the chat feature. Feel free to go ahead and share your love, share some ideas on there as the show goes on. We also have the Q&A section as well. So if you have questions that pop into your brain that you want my buddy Ryan over here to answer for you after the show, go ahead and type those in the Q&A section. We'll queue those up at the very end and ask Ryan all the great questions that you've got. So get your paper out, get ready to take notes. We are about to get real with Brian Moberly, which, hi, my friend. I'm so excited to have you on the show today. Welcome, buddy.
Hey, Abby, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, Brian has been a Rockstar affiliate of Homes for Heroes for 3.5 years now. Can you believe it's been that long already?
I cannot.
It's crazy. I know. He was our Rookie of the Year back in 2017. I think he helps like 20-something heroes in his first year with us, which is just outstanding. He's number 4 in the nation for us for real estate specialists in the country for 2019, which is just, dude, you've had some wild success over the years with us, and it took off quick.
It took off quick.
It did. You want to just jump right into this and we'll get real?
Yeah, let's get real.
Awesome. So why do you think you had so much success right at the start? Because you were pretty new to real estate even when you joined us, right?
Yeah, correct. So when I joined you, you guys were my only plan. The best way to say this is I'm kind of a cheater. My wife and I joined real estate back in 2009. We had bought a 4-plex coming out of the recession, which we owned and managed ourselves, which later we flipped it into an 8-unit apartment complex. And my wife is much smarter than I am. So she says, you need to get your real estate license because I don't want to pay a 3% when we go to sell that 8-plex. I'm like, so you want me to leave my government job, pension, with an amazing para-retirement and benefits? And she's like, mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, so we did. So I kind of jumped into real estate or residential resale, if you will, kind of knowing real estate lingo. So I didn't really have to start at the bottom. So if that makes me a cheater, that's okay. So I kind of had a one up and a step above, I guess, if you will. But I was still working for the school district when I did get my license. So that was kind of my niche. I talked to my employing broker at the time, and I wanted to do something for teachers. We all know that the teachers' budget generally around the nation tends to be very slim. And so I was going to brand myself as the teacher's realtor because it's all about branding, right? So I talked to my employing broker, and she's like, have you ever heard of the Homes for Heroes program? I said, never heard of it. I'm just new licensed. I don't even know how to sell a house. So I got on the phone with Joe Johnson at the time, and he told me what you guys were about. I'm like, I'm all in. Here's my checkbook. Here's my credit card. Sign me up. I'm ready to rock. So that was probably a month before we refinanced our house, pulled out enough money to live just in case I sucked at real estate. And off we go.
Clearly you didn't suck at real estate because, like I said, you had some wild success. And I know you well enough to be surprised by the fact that you had a plan, but you you did, and you owned it, and you committed to it. And I think that attributes to your success, not only with us, but in real estate in general. You jumped all in and just committed.
Yep, I agree, Abby. If there's anything I can say in this interview, find your niche and then do it. Don't dabble in here, don't dabble here, don't dabble there, don't dabble there. Everything Abby and I are going to go over today all falls into the niche that I chose. Now, I understand my niche isn't for everyone. I understand, Abby, that not everyone on this video conference is Homes for Heroes. So outside of Homes for Heroes, if you're not thinking about it, you should definitely think about it. I'm not paid to say that. And if you don't, find something else. Find a niche. Find something that you're good with, sphere, social. We're going to talk about all that.
Yeah, definitely. Specializing is so incredibly important. It's so overlooked by our industry, both for agents and for lenders. But it really takes that rifle approach and helps you. I mean, once you specialize, you have that amazing filter to now say, hey, I actually know my core audience, my target audience that I want to speak to. And then you can learn kind of the way that they talk, what they like, where they go to, and then you can really deliver a personalized message once you find what that niche market is, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you've done a phenomenal job of doing that, not only in committing to your specialization and finding your niche, but in communicating with those people. So tell me a little bit more about how especially in COVID, right? When you do a ton of stuff online, you are a Facebook guru, you are a Google Ads wizard. I am in awe of it. I would love for you to share kind of what you've been doing over the course of these last couple months to continue and build those relationships within that niche that you've carved out for yourself.
Actually, truthfully, we briefly spoke about this earlier. The Colorado Springs market hasn't slowed down. And from what I'm hearing around the nation, not very many markets have. And I don't know the reason why. I'm not an economist or anything crazy like that. All I know is we chose the route of sympathy, or what's the word I'm looking for here? The country is in a very sensitive spot. So I chose to try and hit the sensitivity of America in its hole during COVID. Nobody knew what was going on. Who's teaching our kids? How many more bottles of wine do I need to buy this week? There's just a lot of crazy stuff going on. So we, of course, reached through social media. Social media is our thing. You'll be very surprised to hear that it's not necessarily what your professional page is doing or paid ads or anything like that. It's mostly the organic reach and staying tight with your sphere, people that you can communicate with on Facebook or other social media platforms. Mine just happens to be Facebook. And then just keeping an open dialogue. More importantly, not about what you post, but what other people are posting and what you're commenting on their posts. And then just going from there, example. I reached out to all my past clients who were nurses, and I just said, hey, you guys are the front line. What's going on? How can we help? What I got in return was, we just need some face masks. There's not enough face masks to go around. So I asked everyone in my family if they knew how to sew. And my niece finally was like, I know how to sew. I'm like, cool, sit down, teach me. We looked up some YouTube videos, and we just started sewing masks. We posted that out on social media, not on the professional page, on the personal page, and it just took off. We made that link shareable. I think we had over 100 shares on that specific post. That post went out into the community. Next thing you know, it wasn't just nurses asking for masks. It was elderly people, police, firefighter, past clients. And that kind of just blew up in itself as an organic reach. Didn't pay a dime for that. Well, we paid for the material to sew the cloths, and then of course our time to do it, which is very time consuming. Whoever sews, God bless you.
Yeah, right.
It's hard.
It is hard, and it is very time consuming, but what a way to really show your commitment to the community that you're serving in real estate. And to have that reach so far, not just your sphere of influence. I mean, if you got that many shares out of it, your organic reach is exponential for sure.
Oh, it was crazy. It's nothing like I've ever seen. Better than any paid ad, I can promise you.
Wow, very cool. So let's dive into that a little bit more. You talked a little bit about using your personal page instead of a professional page and all of that kind of stuff. Give me the a week in Ryan's social media platform. Like, what do you do week in and week out for your posting, and what's that look like?
So the crazy thing about any social media platform, if you're going to build your business on social media, the only word that should resonate in your mind is consistency. Consistency, consistency, consistency. When I came into the market, I met this really smart guy named Danny Cruz, and he was a local title rep here at the time. And I think I probably watched over 200 YouTube videos on how to build business through social media. And maybe even to piggyback that too, I watched all the girls selling like Lululemon, the face stuff. If you want to learn organic reach, watch them. They're posting on stories. They're consistent, blah, 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 blah. I don't know where they get their teaching, but I just watched what they were doing. And that really helped me too, integrating that into real estate. Now, the basic kinesiology of social media posting and whatnot is you want to try and get as much content out there as possible. It's not necessarily the best content, because if you haven't noticed, most people don't care about real estate until they're ready to buy or sell. Real estate is boring. We don't have a lot of good content. So I kind of made up my own plan, and it's trying to stay 3 posts a day, if not 3 posts a day, at least once a day, because 3 is very hard. And I try and keep it in 3 categories. The first category is personal. The second is professional. We're all real estate some way. So some type of professional post there. And then your third being a hobby, whatever you do. We all have multiple hobbies. Whether you know it or not, people are actually interested about your life. That's why they're friends with you on Facebook. So if you're giving them one of the 3 in each one of those posts, they're automatically going to be drawn, because let's be real, we all love snooping on people's Facebook pages. I do.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I do an hour of Facebook stalking probably a day, probably more. The iPhone keeps giving my update. I just saw Drake says I stalk you for sure. That's funny. But yeah, Facebook stalking, we're all doing it. Why not incorporate it into our businesses and actually earn a potential income off of it? So that's kind of the front end, and this is organically. So you want to have a post. Facebook algorithm says the more you post, the more we're going to get it out into the news feed, as long as it's not controversial right now. From what I understand, if it's controversial, they're not sharing it with anyone. So keep it appropriate. But this is all organic, mind you. So that's all organic reach. And then day in the life, Abby, I wake up every morning. Every morning I wake up, before I drink coffee, run, work out, anything, I spend an hour of Facebook. And I just use that time and I scroll through the news feed. As I'm scrolling through that newsfeed, I'm liking people's posts, because every time I like their post, they get a notification that I like their post. And then they're going to wake up to a like from Ryan. If it's a past client or something interesting, I'll even put a comment. It doesn't even have to be a long drawn out comment, just as long as you're commenting. What that'll do is, if you study human beings, when they see that Ryan Moberly's commented on it, they're likely to click the name and then go to my page. The first thing they're going to do is start scrolling and checking what I'm posting. And your presentation on your organic page, I know this is hard for some because I've done a couple of these webinars and people are very scared to showcase that they're real estate agents on their Facebook page. But if they go to your Facebook page and they see only personal, no professional, they're not going to know you're a real estate agent. It's going to be very, very, very hard to build a business off of that. The only people who then will know that you're in real estate is past clients, friends, and family. So if you go to my Facebook page, it's Ryan and Jen Moberly. You'll see that our presentation is 100% Homes for Heroes. It's a professional picture of, my family, because that's one of the things I post on the most is my family. People like what we're doing, apparently. I didn't realize it, but they do. And then I have a brief dialogue of what I'm doing. I got it pulled up now. I wrote top producing realtor, Colorado Springs native, God-fearing. I love referrals. Trust me with your loved ones. I got some emojis on there, so it's all cute and fun. And then right below it, I have my resume, and I have links to all my other social medias, links to my websites. I have multiple. And that's where you're going to get your organic business, because they're going to go through that. If you're interesting enough, they might even hire you as a realtor. And then all the other stuff we talked about is top of mind marketing, or impression marketing, if you will. How much more do you want me to go?
We'll totally go into the impression marketing in just a second, but I feel like that's the 301 class. Let's stick to the 101
Okay.
right here, and then we'll ramp up for that for sure.
Okay.
So to kind of wrap up what you had shared, you share 3 different styles of posts on your personal page.
Mm-hmm.
It's personal, professional, and some hobby, right? Something you're passionate about. We'll stick with P's because I love the letter P. It's got good words to go with it. So personal, professional, and passion, right? And then you post at least once a day. At most, you're doing 3 is kind of your goal.
At least once a day. 3 used to be my goal. But this is going to sound horrible. I'm not trying to be egocentric or braggadocious about it, but I'm so freaking busy with the real estate business, actually things that do make money. So I've been kind of slacking on the social media stuff. So it kind of rides like a wave, like our industry. The months where I'm doing a lot of transactions, I can't breathe. Ugh. And then it dips. Right there's where I catch back up and start doing the prospecting again.
It happens to us all for sure. Life, right? It's busy. For sure. All right. So I love that. And I love that you're actually you're starting a conversation. You're engaging with others. You're not just expecting people to come to you. You're going to them, which I think is so important. It's okay to Facebook stalk people. But I think one of the best things that you're doing for sure is commenting. Like, you can get the serial likers that just keep liking stuff and don't actually comment. And it, like, a like to me wouldn't draw me over to your page. A comment, like, oh, Ryan commented. I haven't talked to him in a while. I wonder what he's up to. Click, right? And then I'm going to your personal page. So when you're sharing your professional stuff, are you sharing it from your professional? Do you have a professional page?
Yep. So I do have a professional page, and I'm trying something new, and it's generally working. Actually, it's kind of like big picture stuff, but I'll save that for later. But
that's okay. Jump into it, Bob. We'll figure it out as we go.
Okay. So what we're doing is on our professional page, there's no secret. We're all looking for likes, shares, and followers. Every social media platform, it's all about followers. Facebook is so much easier than Instagram or YouTube. I just started YouTube. I'm at like almost 400 followers right now, and that's like nothing. But to me, that's like, oh my God, 400 people like my content. Incredible. Because I don't even think I put out good content. So why they're following me, I don't understand it. But Facebook, it's more of a relationship base. And I like to use the word intimate. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's more of an intimate relationship than, sitting behind a computer and taking huge stabs on me on YouTube. That's another topic, but people are mean on YouTube. Facebook, they're not as mean.
Usually
So
they know you.
I know, because they know you, and they're probably not going to take a stab, or at least maybe they might post something controversial. But anywho, we're trying to bring our professional page to our organic page or our personal page, and we're bouncing it back and forth. So on my professional page, I definitely have 3 posts plus a day. I've got listing magic software posts a property every day, 7 days a week. I've subscribed to Easy Agent Pro for my Homes for Heroes landing page that I kind of set up. It's called springsheroes.com. Easy Agent Pro has a really cool feature. It's called social something. I can't remember now. But you can strategically set your posts for every day. And I set up a whole month that I get a post every day at a certain time. I choose 9 o'clock in the morning. Try and get people when they're driving to work sitting at traffic to get on their Facebook page and see my stuff. And then I also subscribe to Boomtown. Now that is a lead gen software. I don't think we're going to go into lead gen in this, but Boomtown does give me a professional post every day. And then more importantly, through Easy Agent Pro, instead of just a house, I get a blog post.
Oh, awesome.
So I get 2 blog posts a week. So to the consumer, it looks like I'm writing these blog posts. I'm not. They're automated. Easy Agent Pro does them for me. And they're really good. I read them too. I get information on them. I think my last one was 4 best things you could do this summer to get your house nice or spruced up, I think was the term. So I read it and I'm like, dang, this is good information. So consistency on a professional page, good content.
For sure.
And then most importantly, got to get those followers. I see some of the best agents in my market post the best content on their professional page and they have 200 followers. And it's like, oh, the content is so good, but they don't have a following to enjoy that content. So what we did is we took that really good content and brought it to our personal page. And what I do is I just share it like you would share anything else. I go to my professional page, I copy the link, I post it on my personal page. If you don't know, Facebook doesn't like all the code for the post. You delete that, the link stays, post it, tag whoever you want to tag into it to get your reach out more. And we're now over 2,100 people following our professional page.
Awesome.
And I don't know if you want to dive into it, but if you haven't heard of the funnel effect, you want to put as many people in the funnel as you can. And then at the bottom, when they drop out, usually that's a good lead and it'll end up converting.
Right.
So our goal is to get as many people to our professional and or personal page to get them to pop out of that funnel. And hopefully this year it'll equal 80 plus closed transactions.
That's
if
awesome.
we do it good enough.
Yeah. Very, very cool. So I just kind of want to recap that to wrap up the content component. At least you've got 3 posts going on your professional page. You said Easy Agent, right?
Easy Agent Pro. Since I am Remax, we get the free software Listing Magic. If you're not a Remax agent, Listing Magic is good for everyone. I forgot what you pay monthly though. It's actually pretty cheap. It starts as a sign writer on your listing, but then it has a lot of really cool background features. So their first goal in their business is to get people off of the sign. On the background, we do get social media posts as well. If you haven't looked into Listing Magic, definitely look at it.
And the other one was Boomtown, right? That's doing a blog post.
Yep, and then we have Boomtown. And then the one that I didn't mention, which is strange, Homes for Heroes has a hero calendar with every social media post for the rest of the year. And you guys have pictures with it. And my awesome assistant, Shara, every month she takes your guys' pictures that you give to us and she creates a post. You can set it up automated on your professional page. And then for the rest of this month, and Shara's probably already built out most, if not all of next month too, for our hero calendar. And then it'll automatically post at 9 o'clock on the date of the calendar date that Homes for Heroes gives us. And then it automatically posts. I share it to my personal page. I tag my team in it. And it just goes out into the social networking.
That's it. Must have felt like the little virtual kick under the table that I just.
I know.
Oh, yeah, our marketing team is insanely awesome at what they pump out for content.
It's incredible. I could literally take the other 3 that I'm doing and just put them over to the side. If you're a Homes for Heroes affiliate and you're on this page, definitely use those pictures that they give us in those posts. And then you can set it up to an automated post, and you can schedule it every month on the 1st, go through the whole month. That the whole month's done. You don't even have to think about it. Facebook will push it for you. Homes for Heroes gives us all the stuff. I'm appreciative of it. It works. I promise you.
Well, and how great. I think that's one of the biggest benefits between having a personal profile and then a professional page on Facebook is that you can schedule out posts so that you can batch content, everything that you need to, and just set it and forget it. Because if you're having to post 3 times a day on your professional page and you're actually segmenting that out and having to do it at the specific time that you want it to go out, that's a lot of time commitment. So that scheduling feature is awesome for sure.
It really is. And anything you can do to just push the work to somebody else so you can do what you do what's best, and that's called selling homes. Anything that's automated, tap into it. And that's all I've done, really. I'm just using 4 different systems to achieve the same result.
Yeah, very cool. I know there's other platforms out there too that you can do scheduled posts. I forget some of them. Buffer, I think, is one of them that you can schedule posts out and just have to do, like, set aside time like once a week or twice a month or whatever that looks like for you to batch content and push it, because that'll push to YouTube, Instagram. It pushes to quite a bit, actually, I think. But I love that you have automated it for yourself, because that's a great thing. Like, set it and forget it and just don't have to work at it, for sure.
Yep, perfect.
So a couple of things I'm about to dive into building up the base that you've established, right? Your followers that you've got going, because you do a phenomenal job at that. The first thing that you already touched on was cross promoting different either pages or platforms. Like, you can really grow your Instagram following if you post it on Facebook and say, follow me over here, and just kind of cross promote the different places that you're at. You do that really well, obviously, with your page and your profile on Facebook, for sure. I think that's one way that you've really increased your following. But what are the other ways that you're using to increase the followers that you've got?
That's a good question. And once again, I do it mostly on Facebook, because Facebook kind of has a hidden secret.
Wait. You tell. Share the secret.
Yeah, it's a hidden secret. It truly is. Because if let's say you go to Instagram, on Instagram, you can't ask people to follow your page. They have to voluntarily find you and follow you. Same with YouTube and same with Twitter. My Twitter account sucks. Don't go to it. I suck at Twitter. I don't think I post enough controversial content. That's why my Twitter sucks. I might try. I don't know. We'll save it for another day.
Niche, Ryan, specialize. You got this down.
I know. Twitter's a whole nother dinosaur. I can't figure it out. I did try and dabble in Instagram. I think I have almost 900 followers now, which I think is amazing. But there's some real estate agents across the nation that are well over 8,000 followers. And once again, consistency is the key. Posting more and more and more so the algorithm finds you. I suck at that on Instagram. I'm trying to get better. But the secret on Facebook is there's a way that you can go from organic to your professional page. And if we have to do a follow-up, or maybe I can film me doing it or screenshot and then post that, I'll be more than willing to do it. But going back to the first question is day in life of Ryan Moberly. In that hour of scrolling and whatnot, I have another algorithm in my head. It makes sense to me. But I try and get more people to like my organic page, whether I know them or not. If you never ask people to follow your organic page, they're not going to follow your organic page. So if you ask and they say, you know what, I'll follow you, you can see my content, I'll see your content, then that's a bonus. And I have a very small algorithm, but I try and ask 25 people a day to be my friend on my personal page.
Wow.
That's my goal, 25. If I can find 25 people, and when I say find 25 people, when you're going through your Facebook and it says people that you should follow, it tells you how many friends you have in common. If I went all the way back to when I started this, I would use like, if we had 5 friends in common, I would click add them as a friend. Now that I'm further along in this, pushing almost 3.5 years into this now, if I don't have any less than 25 friends in common, then I won't ask. So it's kind of grown with me. So we'll go back to the start. So I would ask 25 people a day to be my friends on my personal page. Out of those 25 people I asked, usually about 5 of them, maybe 10 would actually be like, yeah, I'll be your friend. And then that would funnel down. Now, every week on Monday morning, if you do it, 5 times 7, is 35. That's 35 people. Now you can go to your professional page. If you scroll down on your professional page, it says, ask friends to like your professional page. You click that, all 35 people that now just became your friends on your personal page, you can go through every one of those and ask them to like your professional page. On average, I was getting about 5 to 7 people who were willing to like my professional page out of those 35. Now you do that every week for a year, it's 52 weeks, I'm at over 2,000 followers now.
Right.
Facebook's the only platform you can do that.
Yeah, that's so cool. Such a great way. What are some other ways that you're kind of growing your reach? And we can where do you want to go with this? We can go into the Google Ads component. We can go into more Facebook growth, but I think you've hit on your professional page and your personal profile growth pretty well already. Guys, if you've got questions for Ryan about that specific type of stuff, throw them in the Q&A section and we'll definitely ask them at the end of it. Drake Cruz, I think we got your question answered about scheduling future posts, but let's dive into Google Ads, right? Because I'm not even going to begin to pretend I'm like our marketing team or anything. So Google Ads, that's about all I know about Google Ads. So take me into your strategy with that. What's that look like for you?
So it all starts with a good landing page. I chose to use Easy Agent Pro, and of course I'm doing this myself. If you have an extra $2,000 a month, go give it to Boomtown, Real Geeks, any one of those other platforms, and they'll do all of it for you. But it's going to cost you $2,000 a month. If you want to save $2,000 a month, here's how you do it. You find a really good landing page. Okay. I chose to brand mine springsheroes.com. I'm assuming around the nation, everybody else has found. We got Navy to Navy down in Florida. We got Shaw Realty down in Tejas. So everybody's finding their brand. And that's just 2. I'm sorry if I left you out. But find your brand. I chose Springs Heroes. I want to die one day. By the time I die, I want Springs Heroes to be from now till then. Springsheroes.com. Hopefully, over 30, 45, 50 years, depending on how long I sell real estate, that's what I want my branding to be. So branding is everything. So find a good branding. Once again, mine's springsheroes.com. I'm not marketing right now.
Branding is everything because you can be consistent with it, right?
Just
throwing it out there and like branding, as people think, like McDonald's, right? Until they know what you do, you can't brand your brand, right?
Exactly.
So branding, you're just trying to be consistent with it, right?
And the reason I said that so many times is because if you're just now getting your license and you go to Google and you Google your name, it's going to find somebody in Britain before it finds you. I had to work on what's called my SEO presence. I chose that with my name, springsheroes.com. If you Google Ryan Moberly, actually, if you're in Colorado Springs and you Google Homes for Heroes in Colorado Springs, my page is going to be the first one that pops up. Organically, non-paid ad. 2 separate things. So building that SEO, you can do that by obviously the Google ads and Facebook ads and bringing it down, and then more shares, more tag words, more blah, 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 SEO goes up. I'm really hunting for the SEO. In the meantime, what Abby was asking is going back to the Google AdWords. So take your branding, start your Google business account. And then once you start your Google business account, then you'll get to create your own ads. If you haven't started your Google business account, I highly, 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 highly recommend that you start a Google business account. Because like, for example, if you go on your phone right now and you click on your web browser and you Google your name, or let's say a title company, you Google a title company, it's going to come up. It's going to give maps, locations, business hours, all that stuff. If people are Googling you and you're not there, they're not going to find you. So that's where you want to be found. That's a whole nother topic. We'll go from there. But
the fact that people say Google it, I think kind of associates like you should be on Google in some way, shape, or form.
You'd be amazed. A lot of people haven't done that component, but that's huge. It's really, really huge. And I stress that because you can have a Google AdWord all up here all day. So your Google AdWord, that's what it's called, Google AdWord. You can have that all day, but if there's nowhere to bring it to, then you're hosed. Because, let's say I Google homes for sale in Colorado Springs, you're going to get probably organically, you're going to see maybe 3 or 4 ads first, and then Zillow, Realtor, Trulia, Homes, all the big organic reaches. You probably won't find yourself on that first page for a long time. But if you can get that ad spot through the Google business and running that ad, and it's simple, Abby. I think I pay like $300 a month. I share that fee with my lender, very minimal, but that's averaging us about 100,000 impressions. Now we're going to go back to the impressions. All I care about is impressions. I know in our industry, we talk about leads. If you have no branding, those leads are going to have nothing to go off of. You have no credibility. A lot of the people who are very good at lead generation have very good credibility on the internet somewhere or in the community if you're in a smaller community. Caleb Shaw's very good at that. You'll talk to him later. I don't know when.
But
I'm gonna watch that one. But telling you, on that Google search, it always has that AD button. It's pure statistics that consumers are usually going to click one of those 3 if they don't say, I'm going to skip those because I know it's an ad. So if they're going to click on those 3, just because they clicked is definitely not always a plus for guaranteed income. But if you've got a good landing page where you're giving good information, good content, or it might be interesting to a consumer, you can, on that Google ad, now bring them to that web page that you built through whoever you choose. I just choose Easy Agent Pro because it's cheap, and they send out a YouTube video daily on helping you with all this. Mm-hmm. And if you get on YouTube right now, you can just type in Easy Agent Pro. They have a plethora of videos on what we're talking about now. And they'll help you guide it. So they're a good resource as well. Once again, I'm not being paid to say that. So anywho, and that's how I work. I'm 100% impression based, that funnel effect again. I want to put as many people in that funnel, and we're only talking about Google now. I'm getting about 100,000 impressions for $300 a month. Wow. To fit that funnel to bring people to my landing page at springsheroes.com. Now, you know what, out of those 100,000 people, maybe only 500 click, only 3, 4 to maybe 5 actually sign up on my website and they become a lead. I don't care about those 5 as much. They're very hard to convert. We got systems on the back end that'll automatically hit them up, and they might convert in a 6 to 8 month period. Keep that in your back pocket, because I swear your sphere referral is always, 90% of your business should be sphere and referral. Yeah. Keep those in your front pocket. This is just extra because we're really building our internet presence is what it boils down to. We just use Google Ads as a road to get there, if you will. And then to piggyback that too, I do have my Facebook ad going, and once again, it's an impression ad. I'm driving a bunch of people to that landing page off of Facebook, and that ad's going out. So, statistically, I have over 200,000 people a month going to this springsheroes.com, but I'm only branding in my market. So out of those 200,000 people, probably 1,000 of them actually go to my website, excuse me, and branding. That's what it all boils down to. If you learn anything from today's thing, branding.
So you're like you had mentioned, you're all about the impressions. You're all about getting eyes on it. Your message is, I would assume, consistent, whether you're on Google or whether you're doing Facebook ads, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
It's all impression based.
So what's that message look like for you?
For my specific Google ads, it's very simple. For those who are on this, who are Homes for Heroes affiliates, super simple. On my landing page, I built a separate page, and it's springsheroes.com/heroes. And Abby, you're going to love this. I just took everything from your website and put it on my website.
Perfect.
That's simple. YouTube videos and everything. Everything that you guys have, I'm just using what you have. If you're on the buy side, here's the information for that. If you're on the sell side, here's the information for that. If you're refinancing, here's the information on that. I got some information in there about the Homes for Heroes Foundation, what that looks like. And the ultimate goal is to get the information out there. Information's free. I'm just giving it for free in hopes that somebody will actually call me one day. And Abby, I think we agree it's working.
Yes.
I do pay for Boomtown. I'm 100% honest with you. When Fred Flintstone signs up and that first email goes out and you start getting the cuss words, it's very, very draining. And you're like, man, I'm a failure. Consumers know what you're trying to do. They know it's a bait and switch tactic. So behind everything we're doing here, good content, free information, sincerity. I'm 100% passionate about Homes for Heroes. Consumers can spot a fake from a mile away. So you have to be 100% invested in whatever you do, because they'll know. And that's the bottom line of it all, is once they get here, they're going to see our post. This is how much we've donated. This is what we're serving. Here's us in the community. This is what we're doing in your community right now. We're at a table, at a booth, at an event, trying to get people to know what Homes for Heroes is, what we're doing in our community. We post about our donations that we're giving to the local schools, to the local police departments. They know we're not frauds. They know it's 100% sincerity. I haven't had one closing where somebody was like, he's all about the money. That entails referral.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
It's like the big picture.
Yeah, content's king for sure. You've got to have, I don't think you give yourself enough credit on the content that you're pumping out. I mean, even with the stuff working in the background and the blog post being written for you, but this comes full circle in our conversation. At the start, you said specialize, find your niche, right? You found that and you use that as a filter for what content you're going to want to push out there, which means you're consistently pushing out content on the same topic, right? Which for us, obviously, is heroes. It can be anything for you guys. Find what you're passionate about so that you can be authentically you and share that. I think that's so important in our business, because all consumers, especially heroes, will see and spot and being inauthentic right away. They'll spot a fraud like nobody's business.
Yep.
So
I agree.
Very, very cool. So are you, for your ads and whatnot, you're just driving them to different various landing pages that fall on your website based on what you were saying in the ad. Is that correct?
Yep, correct. And the real truth is, I'm only running one ad. It's super simple. On average, heroes can save XYZ, buying or selling a home. Click here for more information. And it's super simple. The ad's catchy. It's catchy. It's a little bit, I'm selling a house. I'm going to save some money. Who doesn't want to save some money? I haven't met one seller in my market who can average 10 listing appointments per one listing. I've got a lot of competition in my market. There's no secret, and this is off topic, Abby, but this might resonate with some other markets. But if I go to a listing appointment, they have the option that there's 10 agents per every listing in my market right now. One of them's going to discount right off the top. I'm discounting it right off the top. The reason I like Homes for Heroes, it gives me a competitive edge in my market because, one, we care. We sincerely care. I sometimes cry or tear up in some of my videos when I see that we've donated over $200,000 back to our community. Like, I'm very passionate about it. And when I can come in and compete in a market that's very hard, where I know people are already going to reduce commission, to say, not only am I reducing commission by giving this back to you as a Homes for Hero, or you're a hero and me, I'm the affiliate, like, you also get the opportunity to donate this much money to the Homes for Heroes nonprofit foundation. And this is what Homes for Heroes is doing with that money around our nation. Nobody's ever told me no, because we're doing good things around the nation in our community.
Yeah, pull them into the circle of giving, right?
Yep. So I use the catchphrase, you're getting free money, to get the interview. Once I get the interview, then I can go over the sentiment stuff and the emotional stuff. We've cried together in listening appointments. Oh my gosh, why are you doing this? Because I'm passionate about it. I really care about what you do for our community, so let me serve you.
Very cool. I love that. Don Miller, who wrote Story Brands, talks about kind of being the guide, but making you, like us as the agents, would be the guide. The heroes are our clients. Pull the hero into the story themselves. And I think you do that very beautifully by pulling them in with the foundation and saying, no, it's not just me giving to you. You're a part of this too.
Yeah.
Right? It's not just about the deal itself. It's kind of helping people see how big of a positive impact they can make as well. So.
And I know I don't talk about the foundation a lot when we have our talks and stuff, but I'm getting better at bringing it up during these things. But when I'm out in the community, the foundation, bread and butter.
For sure.
I trust what you guys are doing with the money, and I see what you guys are doing with the money. I'm 100% all in. I think it's amazing what Homes for Heroes does for the national community. On scale, when I heard that guy speak at San Antonio, I'm just like overwhelmed. It's crazy what you guys are doing.
Do some fun stuff with the foundation for sure. But I think it's really important. I mean, not just for us, for those of you that are listening right now that are non-affiliates of ours, this can be applied in so many different ways, where once you find that niche and that passion of yours, you've got to pull that into your profession. And Ryan, I don't know about you, but I know way back in the day when I was an agent, right? Before this gig here, I would talk about Homes for Heroes and my passion for giving back and serving and supporting the heroes of our community, regardless of if the person I was talking to was a hero themselves. So all of my listing appointments, they were getting the Homes for Heroes pitch, and this is what I do, and this is why I do it, and here's the good and the impact that we're making throughout the community. And honestly, 9 times out of 10, no joke, it's statistically proven, people want to work with those and will choose to work with those who are doing good things. So you can find your purpose, whether it's animal rescue, I know Caleb's big into that, whether it's cancer research locally, whatever that looks like for you, own it and embrace it and really incorporate it. And I think, Ryan, you've done that so beautifully. That's really helped you succeed, because you can consistently deliver that same message over and over.
Unfortunately, it's not always good for our personal bank account, but it'll pay off.
It does.
I guarantee.
Long-term thinking for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So.
All right, I'm going to let some of the questions kind of roll in here. Before I get to my rapid fire questions for you, do you have anything else that you wanted to kind of touch on and share?
I feel like if we can, maybe 6 months down the road, if we want to dabble into each one of these individual topics, we did the big picture here today. If we want to just pick like Google AdWords, ABC, Facebook, ABC, maybe we could schedule something, or maybe I should just start doing my own YouTube videos and then sending them to you, and then you can share the category. It's a lot of information.
It is.
And it's a lot of work. So,
well, and I think too, for figuring out how to do it, if you're looking for how-tos, like we can give you bullet points for what you need to do, but in navigating it and finding where to find it, or what dial to crank up, or which one of this do you select, I think it's really got to be visual for people. You know, you've got to be able to see it.
Facebook stories. Teach me. I don't know. I can't figure it out. I don't understand it. It's the most awkward, weirdest, strangest thing to me. I dabble in it a little bit. I started with photos, and then they're like, the Facebook algorithm changed. Post more videos. And I'm like, here's my kid on the bike. I don't know. I don't know. I'm stumped. I can't do it. So it's adaptive. It changes almost monthly.
It does. It does, for sure. And you've got to stay up on it, which is smart of you to just pick Facebook, because they're all changing constantly.
Constantly. I've heard YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook are trying to come out with their own TikTok now. Wait, when that hits, what the heck am I going to do? I don't know.
Man. We'll figure it out together, buddy.
Yep. So always learning something new.
For sure.
All
right. You ready for rapid fire? Well, we've got some questions rolling into. Guys, go ahead. If you've got more questions about it, I see a couple. I see one from Drake. I see one from Sheila. We will get to those, I promise you. But type in those questions if you're wondering a bit more how to, or if you're looking for more details from Ryan. He is absolutely the expert at it. But first question for you. Oh gosh, if you could go back 3.5 years ago, right, and share with your new agent self some advice, what would you share?
Ooh, I don't know.
It's a big question.
Oh my gosh. Put money aside so you can pay your taxes.
That's, yes, smart.
Forgot to do that. So if I could go back 3 years, that's what I would definitely tell myself, because I'm trying to play catch up now.
All right. How about for a business to like ramp up your business?
To ramp up my business 3 years ago, stay confident and stay consistent. I know when I started, I lacked 100% confidence. I didn't know what I was doing. And I know every first year agent's going to feel that way, but somehow find the confidence in whatever it is that you're doing, and then just own it. Own it better than I did. Because I think I could be a lot further than I am today if I just wrapped my head around that. I know that's kind of bland, but confidence.
No, wise words, for sure. It's tough to find your new footing, right? And a new career if you're in the industry, for sure. All right, Drake Cruz, I'm stealing this from you. Favorite book that is like your go-to, you'd read and reread over and over?
Oh my God.
Or podcast, or whatever, if you have one that you're like consistently going to.
Consistently? I know I've hit this before. Crap, I forgot what it was. But the one that I started on with, it was the different type of agent. I'll try and find the book. I know I brought it up in the podcast that I did with Dan, but I put a lot of information into that. I'm a networker and a farmer, so that's my niche. I understand that I'm really good at those two. I love people. I love talking.
Yeah,
it's my favorite thing to do. So I can't remember the name of the book. Now I'm going to get away from it. But truthfully, this is going to sound cliche, but I do always listen to the Bible every morning. And I do find a lot of wisdom in the Bible. And I know it's not for everyone, but it is for me. And I do get a lot of wisdom out of there on how I should be behaving in a general public setting to at least be morally better than I was yesterday.
I love that. I love that to grow, right, and better yourself. That's smart. You are going to have to get me that book. You'll have to share the book on the closed affiliate Facebook group. Okay. Once you think of
I'll find the book. Great book, but that's the book that I studied the most when I started.
All about farming and networking, right?
Yep, the farming and networking, and it's like the 5 different types of agents, like the hunter, the networker, the farmer, something. I can't remember the other 2 because they were just so far out of what I'm good at.
Yeah.
So obviously, if you're a hunter, FISBOs all day, cold calling all day, not for me. I would rather die before making cold calls.
Play to your strengths. It's smart.
So it's a really good book. I'll definitely post it in the affiliate page. And then if there's people who are not in the affiliated page that need it too, I'll share it with you, Abby. You can get it too who needs it.
Okay.
But other than that, Abby gave me a book and I was supposed to read it, but it's the one word book.
Oh,
I got about halfway through it, and that was a really good read.
I do like the one word. I love that philosophy. We actually use that at Homes for Heroes every single year for our entire team, our staff, and whatnot.
So, Abby, you actually sent me my only copy.
Well, come on, dude.
It's
a small book.
Here's the other truth. My family has reading issues, so I didn't inherit the dyslexia, but my wife will tell you it will take me at least 5 months to read that book and then comprehend it.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So, podcast, Brian Buffini, all the way.
Oh, love him.
I don't even use his software or systems or anything, but wealth of knowledge. Sign up for Brian Buffini's podcast like yesterday.
You're funny. Yeah, he's fantastic. And he has great guests too.
Great guests.
Last and final question. I'm trying to remember it. Shoot. Oh, favorite room in your house and why?
Oh, say that again?
What's your favorite room in your home and why?
My favorite room?
Or the new home. I know that's tough to figure out since you've been moving so much lately.
The bathroom?
Really? Maybe don't go into why.
I get so much work done in the bathroom. Kid-free, good. No, the favorite room outside of jokes. Definitely downstairs. When we built our house, I paid to have this whole freaking movie theater surround sound system to be built into the home. And me and the kids every Friday night, movie night. We
awesome.
do popcorn. We go to Walgreens, buy the candy, and we crank it up as loud as it goes. I guarantee you my home theater is better than any movie we've ever gone to.
That's perfect timing, too, for the time that we're in right now because they're closed. So.
Yep. So that's definitely my favorite room overall. It's kind of the whole basement, though. So.
That's all right.
So we have a wet bar up, and I just haven't built it yet. But eventually.
Good. All right.
That's a crazy question.
That's one of my favorite questions, especially in our industry, to ask people because it's so different for people. Some's the kitchen, some's the dining, some's the living, some's like a little sitting area that they have. Some is their closet, right? Heather Kelly would say her closet because she gets quiet time in there and she hides chocolates and she has her shoe collection. So it's just different for everybody.
It really is, yeah. I'm a movie nerd. I've watched VHS tapes my whole life.
So funny.
I can't get into the whole TV show thing yet. My wife's working on me though.
You do you, bud. Remember?
I could watch the cable guy every day for the rest of my life and be happy.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, couple of questions. We've got 2 minutes left. I'm a big proponent of start on time, end on time. So we'll wrap this right at the top of the hour. But a few things coming in from the audience. Drake, if I did not answer your question about scheduling posts, please type it in again, but I think we nailed that one during the conversation. For you, would you Google your name, your brand, or everything you're associated with? I think this has to do with Google rankings for you. So maybe how are you utilizing keywords, tags, whatever you want to call it?
Good question. Very, very, very good question. So I actually have a couple different avenues. So my tag words, or if you will, or what I want people to see when they Google me is I'm the Moberly Team. Moberly definitely being the keyword. And then springsheroes.com, and then of course my general name. So I've got 2 agents under me now on my team. They're freaking awesome. They started where I'm at. I showed Talitha my systems, how to boost her SEO. Now when you Google Talitha Powers, first page organically, so it works. So it's not necessarily those, it's kind of in the background. So any one of those, or as many tag words as you can, like Easy Agent Pro, I'm sorry I keep saying them, but they have an SEO booster on every one of their landing pages. So let's say your tag word for that page is home. it'll show you how many times you used home in your blog, how many times you can see it, and it'll give you an SEO boost ranking. A lot of platforms don't have that, so I utilize that like crazy, because if I'm in the deep red, I'm like, totally missed the mark here. So I try and strategically find more ways to get more tag words in there. Our tag words in our industry are actually super simple. Real estate, homes for sale in your city. Those are going to be your top number 5. I was on my Google today studying my analytics because I'm a nerd. My number 1 was homes for sale in Colorado Springs. Those are all of my tag words in one search. So homes for sale in your area.
For sure. Super important to be geographic about it, for sure, because we're such a hyper local industry.
Yep.
Okay, so you're saying not only are you doing keywords on the back end of your site, but you're also making sure that they are prominently throughout the different landing pages that you have.
And I keep them consistent across all databases. All my tags on Google are the same tags I have on YouTube. And YouTube just came out with their new beta. You click a button and it copies them all, and then you paste it to your next video, and then consistency.
Very cool. Very cool. This one's from Sheila. She's saying, for Google Business, are you supposed to put your broker address or your own? Does it matter?
I think it depends on state. So that's going to be a broad question. Definitely check with your broker before you put it. Like in Colorado, I'm supposed to have RE/MAX Real Estate Group on everything. Everything. And I'm not compliant on my t-shirt. So my employing broker said, you should probably throw a balloon in there. I'm like, so it's kind of tricky, and it depends on brokerages too. Like if you're a Keller agent, I understand that Keller just wants a little piece instead of a bigger piece. But I think actually if you go to my Facebook page, I made it compliant. So it's Ryan Moberly RE/MAX Real Estate Group. And then if you go to my Google page, it's Ryan Moberly, or the Moberly Team now, RE/MAX Real Estate Group. But I could be wrong, Abby. I think it's different in every state.
I think it is different per broker and per state. So definitely check with your broker. I think that's smart. Yeah. And then Celia just asked for the calendar pages for Homes for Heroes people that are on here for your social media. Go to marketing, and then they'll say, right in that drop down, it'll say calendar. Click that. There's a calendar that has all the hero holidays, and then they actually post links within the calendar to what we're sharing on social media, and it'll map out where you can find the social media graphics that are in your affiliate toolbox and the marketing materials and templates for you. So I'm going to wrap this. Ryan, any parting words? Thank you so much for joining, by the way.
Yeah, if you signed up, thanks for signing up. I'll say, like I say every time, I'm an open book. If you have any questions, call. The last one we did, I had like 7 people call, Abby, and I went through it and helped them out on what their specific question was if they didn't share it here. So I'm available for that as well. And like I said, knowledge is free. Just give me a call.
Awesome. Yeah, connect with Ryan on social media. Check him out. He's always in our Facebook group too, providing some wicked knowledge. So thank you so much for dropping some knowledge bombs here today, Ryan. I really appreciate your time. For those of you that want to, Katrina just posted the link to the next one. Sign up for the next episode. We'd love to have you join our live virtual audience. We do post these. They are recorded. They go out to our YouTube Homes for Heroes channel that we have, as well as all of the podcast directories, so you can pick your favorite one. And subscribe to those for sure, so that you're not missing a future episode at all, whether you can join us live or watch the recording. Thank you again for your time, you guys. I hope you found this Real Talk with Homes for Heroes episode wonderful, and we will see you guys next Wednesday. Same place, same time. Thank you so much, Ryan. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was fun. I love this.
Of course.